Locations in AlkenStar. The Bridge of the Gods. This grand smoke-side bridge began construction a century ago, a mega-scale engineering project initiated by militant allied clerics of Sarenrae, Desna, Torag, and Aristril. The Bridge of the Gods was equal parts evangelical adventurism and quixotic hubris. The priests wanted a roadway spanning the entire Mana Wastes lengthwise to connect once warring Nex and Geb with AlkenStar as a hub. The bridge's chief architect was Vijari Gazari, a neutral good male half-elf demagogue, a high priest of the Dawnflower, who envisioned the bridge standing tall as the Mana Wastes as a symbol of divine power, both uplifting people from the wastelands and building peace in the Nexian-Gebite Cold War that followed the original. The charismatic Verageri united both priests and lay members of allied faiths and persuaded many investors and patrons to back this most ambitious project. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the All Guns No Glory podcast. I am GM Jeff Ball, your host, and we are playing Pathfinder's 2nd edition, Pathfinder's 2nd edition revised, as much as we can for the players at least. The All Guns No Glory podcast presents Outlaws of AlkenStar. Do you guys see yourselves as outlaws? Just because, there's a couple of corrupt officials in the law enforcement, and you guys have been put on the spot, branded as outlaws. I mean, there technically are outlaw backgrounds, so it's kind of I don't know, that they've pigeonholed you into this, but do you guys actually see yourselves as lawless,
Yes.
Not at all for me.
cares?
I've done no wrong.
I don't care.
I got a yes and a no and a meh.
I cannot be contained.
Well, it's funny. Again, one of the only reasons that I thought, well, not the only reasons, I just didn't want a skeleton in every campaign. It doesn't fit. But I like the skeleton in this campaign because Geb is right there. You have an entire nation of undead. So what about some history and some fallout? And we find the skeleton bard in a scrapyard. It makes sense to me, right? But you always got to have that one character that isn't a perfect fit, right out of the campaign books. As much as I love going down the list going, hey guys, here's some, suggested races that work in the story, and here's some whatever. Just a little step to the left, right? In our Dice Before Dishonor campaign, which is returning in 2026, we had all Cavaliers and 1 Samurai. But it was put to it, thanks to the Jade Region campaign, that you could literally bridge the top of the world through the North Pole and the Landel and Moor Kings and come straight down, and why not have some, exotic nobles in there, which Taldor was full of. Here, we have our Skeletal Bard, who conveniently has a huge backstory, and yet we know so little about him. And it's something that's been a staple. In Mummy's Mask, we have our android, who literally fell out of space and is on his own little mission, something that's tied into what we did. There's always this subplot, right? Not to detract from the original writing, which I really like to cling to and emphasize, because I always respect the writers, as opposed to throw it. So I'm making this whole thing my own thing, homebrew. But I do enjoy setting up just to sort of view askew. Eh? You did there, Matt? Subplot that rides along with our story. So, tonight, I ask you guys, after highly suspecting that this piercing wind rifle, we have a regular one, and now you have a not-so-regular one, is possessed or something, and you guys have stashed it in an interdimensional space. So it is locked away and can't sense you or touch you, hopefully. As per the rules that we suspect, hopefully. I'm pretty sure it has been a while since we played this. For the audience, it's actually been beyond the 10-day release or the 7-day release. I want to say Troy and some of you guys actually dropped some religion, occult, and arcane to back that theory. Pretty sure you guys went, is this safe, stuffed it in the bag, and then tried to rely on your skills to, actually hope this is going to work.
Yeah, because I think we actually got it into the bag without touching it. Didn't we? We kind of were like, ooh, we don't want to touch it. And we kind of just mage hand or whatever it into the bag.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I'm not talking about your actions. I mean, talking about the actual theory. Like, does anyone know enough about magic that you can say, I'm an expert in this, and that's an extra-dimensional space, and we are completely safe, gentlemen, due to my research? Or are you guys going, bag hold magic, stuff in gun, sealed tight, tape with duck tape, good. Just curious how. Yeah, probably a little both, eh?
I think we did a little. We did discuss it.
Just for funsies, since I don't have to review these, can I have a second round of whatever your expertise is in the tower, just so that I can remain confident that somebody... no, duckum tape. Tape up duck. I'm trying to work on something canon here, but it's not working out. Let's drop it. Bad, not bad. Not bad. Who am I missing?
It's the best I got.
AlkenStar lore from L. What about crafting?
I do not have crafting.
Oh, okay. Well, especially trained, right?
That would.
Then there's Pip. Oh, I'm sorry, Pip. Apologies. I say crafting, and Pip's like, "Excuse me."
Inventor here. That's my entire shtick.
I'm so sorry, buddy. Funny enough, not crafting. I will say, Pip, you are pretty confident that their instincts have served them well. As long as this thing remains in the bag, untouched, you should be safe. However, if this thing actually is possessed and not cursed, you guys don't need to touch it. It can just reach out with magical energies to a nearby target and try to possess you. So much time needs to go by, perhaps before this non-caster needs to recharge that effect. But Pip can tell the party, if he wishes, that this is not a touchy-touchy gun thing. This is a once a day or once a week or once a whatever. If this thing is aware of you, then it can, willpower saves abound, right? But hey, nothing wrong with kid gloves. Yeah. Sorry?
Pretty sure that's how El Nubrio convinced Pip that it was okay to put in the bag at the end of the last session.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like what you actually know now.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you know the bag is safe, but these guys are paranoid to touch it. If you want to leave that alone, just leave them paranoid, cool. If you want to warn them of the extra danger that if they open the bag to get anything else, right? Bag's open.
It'd probably be best to warn them, yeah. I'm not gonna let my only lifeline in this uncharted desert that I'm not familiar with be my death.
All right. So are you guys ready to continue on our marvelous trek through the desert, get back down the canyon and wagons east kind of thing? Or have you guys had enough where you're just going to call an early rest and settle down and recharge?
How's everybody's resources? I mean, I think we took the time to heal everybody after the battle.
Yeah, I think we did medicine checks to heal everybody. It doesn't look like I spent any spells during that fight. I think I was about to.
I think this is where we rested because we talked about it in the other campaign about re-resting, about the group rest with the DM, but I think in this campaign is where we actually sorted it out and figured it out. I think we've had a long rest because we are all, I think, perfect right now.
Yeah.
I have no hits, nothing. We're getting our butts kicked.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, journey on.
Okay. I will say that Valentine isn't particularly talkative. Like, you guys call up to him on his ridge, and he looks and he acknowledges you, but not very chatty. He just seems so intent on scanning horizons, scouting ahead. He'll even fall back. He'll pace you, but he's either distracted, maybe almost to a rude point, you know? Any try to close questions or that contact currently, for whatever reason, he doesn't seem very chatty. But he does his job. Dude's, walking along, scouting, keeping pace. I will say that, Pip, this gives you an opportunity if he's going to be a dirtbag or a jerkwad and just do his job statically, and you're the other survivalist that was tag teaming roles with him, right? Hug the party, point out water. Like, you could pick up the slack. This is a great opportunity for you to ingratiate yourself to the party, possibly. Says, cricket conscience on your corner.
I already was the best one at survival there, so I was the follow the leader at the beginning of us running through the desert there. So I was on investigate while everyone else was follow the expert.
He was assisting you, right? Sorry, I thought it was the other way around, where everyone trusted their guy even though your skills were superior.
Yeah, my new manservant, Valentine. Or
Yeah.
robot servant, sorry.
New robot servant. All right. So, speaking of following, here, boop, dropping you guys on a new map because I know the maps look a little cartoony, I guess you could say, but I do love how they the top-down views, always good. Boop. Now, normally, I like to reveal a map in a way where the shadows and line of sight are not so harsh looking on our video here, okay? But tonight, what you can see, and assuming what's around every corner, that sense of close quarters as we enter what is known as a hoodoo field. Allow me to explain. Ahead, dozens of stone pillars of sand, 20 feet high or more, all irregularly shaped. They all share the same layering pattern of sediment, indicating they're all that remains of a riverbed that once filled this canyon, eroded now by generations of time by wind and flash floods. Some of the pillars seem carved almost intelligently, no doubt by the strange action of the mana storms that scour the landscape. So from the map's perspective, you see the tops of them. Okay, from your perspective looking forward, have you guys ever seen, it kind of looks like an hourglass rock, like somebody stacked a bunch of rocks and cemented them together. They're just, the stack goes in and it curves out and goes in and curves out and just stands up like a pillar, somehow balancing itself, right? And these things are like 10-foot diameter, some are kidney shaped, some are kind of rectangular with ends cut off, 15, 20 foot long, right? And they're everywhere. They're staggered in this weird pattern. And as the description said, this common knowledge of how they are formed is true in the real world. Time, flash floods, winds makes them what they are. In the fantasy world, you guys see some that are carved a little bit more eloquently, like magic shot through and made the perfect superhero ray carving C out of the side of one from a blast kind of thing, but there's no scorch mark, and for some reason it holds and drips condensation. Another one is carved almost like some sort of shapely Atlas godlike figure holding up the world, but it's so primitive, like there's just something head-ish, shoulder-ish, appended-ish, like AI had a go at it. not enough fingers and too many arms and stuff like that. Hold it, but you're in your mind's eye that the shape does not look that natural. Some are just natural looking, some odds and ends. And as we approach the field, it is so wide and so long, there really is no going around it. Even from Valentine's point of view, where he is hugging a wall, his elevation is really only anywhere from 5, 6, 12 feet off the ground as he's just trying to desperately take elevation. Because these pillars are so tall, if he got too high up and too far away, he wouldn't have a shot. There's just not enough eye line to come down. So he needs to, he's trying to stay close to you guys within 30 feet, try to get a little bit of elevation, but this isn't the same as like the canyon. What do you do?
No point in stopping at just some normal rocks. We'll just keep moving through and do our best to move at half speed and check for dangers.
Okay. Now, the map has you guys amongst them on the edge. The adventure has you approaching them. So in case you guys went, nope, we bail. Take the long way around. We don't care if it takes 3 weeks. That kind of thing. May I have perception in the tower or any skill that you wish to apply if you are intrigued beyond Pip's meh description? Hit me in the tower with it now. Usually the audio will pick up that popping dice sound, and it is meant to be sort of rattly, shaking, bouncing dice. Now, is it just me, or does it almost sound like that troublematic popper, right? As opposed to good old dice on a good old, table, that noise, right?
Yeah.
So question for Fantasy Grounds, our benefactor, lovely sponsor. Okay, sponsor at least. Why this sound? Maybe we should send an email. Or, if anyone can send us an email or a comment, if they know enough about Fantasy Grounds going why they went with the sound bite, I would really like to know. Any theories, gentlemen?
Does it make a different sound if you drop it in the window than it makes it when you drop it in the tower?
For me, I hear the same sound. You guys probably just don't hear it when it goes in the tower.
All right, I'm gonna do a real quick test.
Okay. Did you guys hear that? I heard that.
I heard that.
I heard that.
Okay, so drop one in the
And I
tower.
roll. Of course, I roll on
Yeah, we
that
hear it in the
20.
tower as well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's just the only difference is for the podcasting audience are going, what are they talking about? When they roll in the tower, they just see this dice shadow shape scroll across the screen, but they don't get to see the results. It's almost like it's the DM secret roll, but they get to do it. It's almost like they're reaching over my screen and dropping the dice behind me going, how'd I do? In case we were never clear on that.
I'm willing to bet they have the noise that way because I wonder if they found it too harsh, too crisp and kind of harsh on the ears when it was more of dice rolling on the table.
Well, you know what? Actually, no. I bet you I know exactly what it is. They recorded their dice sounds rolling on an actual gaming table, and they're felt covered, not.
Oh, maybe.
Laminate.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing
Not
craps
bad.
dice and
Because
D&D
it's the
dice.
same exact sound as
Yeah.
Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, is it? Or did they just phone it in and buy that one?
I think it might be.
We're all impressed with Matt's theory, and then Jack's like, nah, they stole it from Tabletop.
Pirated? No, of
Oh, no,
course
I'm
they
sure
didn't.
they both bought it from someone else.
No. What? No. All right. Well, making your way in the HooDoo field today takes everything you got.
Making your way, HooDoo. Walking
Yeah.
past rocks. Shadows are casted everywhere. Dee-doo-dee-dee-doo-dee-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Hey, Manubrio. I'm the bard in this group.
Hey.
An entire combat of Troy's guy picking up a whip. Ha Well, that dude sings. What is some kind of Freaky Friday mind switch thing? It's what's going? Oh, it's a mana waste effect,
That would be interesting.
Not bad. I'm not saying I'm opposed to the idea. I like it. I like the whole just for spite, as opposed to me saying magically affected, you must think you're swashbucklers. You guys, like you said, following up on Troy's line. he just keeps going with it. I'll show you who's the bard and who's the thing. See how bad I am with a whip? Do you see why you're the swashbuckler and I'm the bard? Sorry, that's an inside joke. You should really check out our Abomination Vaults podcast, Monster Interrupted, where Troy actually is a whip-wielding cleric. And, yeah. All right. So if
I think it's a whip thing in general, because Pilo has a whip as well. So he's just... it's just the whip that seems to follow my characters around.
Do you have a whip too?
Yeah, Pilo has a whip and mighty hand wraps of mighty blows. So he tends to punch things more, but he does have the whip for a little bit of range.
See, I'm so used to you like dropping an elbow or now literally detaching your arm and smacking people with it. I got so used to that. Right? Just okay. Anyway, gentlemen, as you creep along, did you want to pick a path? Or you guys? How about this? There's sort of a through the middle. There's sort of a angling at the top of the map as you make your way across and sort of angling your way to the bottom. But the route you're trying to get to the Cradle of Courts is sort of from left side of the map to the right. So if you guys want to kind of give me the proverbial 30 foot of choice, spread out or single file, whatever you want to do. I'm going to have Mr. Valentine here continue his course. 5, 10.
I've got a little bit more movement, I think, than everybody. So I will kind of scout ahead.
Sure.
And I'm just going straight in.
Now Pip, he thinks he's a survivalist. Who is this guy? He's a Renaissance man.
Pip's going to go a little bit to the south and then continue forward.
All right, guys. Do the old permission thing. Drink this. He's just a little guy.
Teeny tiny doggy.
35
Straight ahead for
feet.
Charwin.
Straight ahead with Charwin. So we've got going straight left to right across the board. A zigzag to the south. Pip is hugging this and that. And Pilo, what do you want to do?
I will probably follow along behind my good old Putty Charwin there.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of stay with him and Charwin, man, just making up casual chatter until he tells me to shut up.
Coming up on your immediate left is a huge HooDoo that's 12 feet wide and in an elevation going off to the north, a good 15, 20 foot long. L is skirting tight to it along the bottom. Small ones, 10 foot by 10 around you. You guys currently have like a 15 foot wide path, which is quickly narrowing to sort of a 10 foot wide path to skirt between them. In some places, 10 foot, in some places 5 as you continue. There's even gaps where like there's an open space of a good 25 feet where they're not in a circle, but there just isn't anything, As you can see on the video, though I'm trying to really describe this for the podcast, as we're forced to just be slow and wary, a shot rings out. And behind you, over your right shoulder, L, there is that particular zing of a bullet and a ping as said bullet hits the rock face beside you. Sorry, 15, 20 feet ahead of you to the north, which is your left, just as you're rounding this corner. Now,
shot from behind.
Yeah. Over your right shoulder, a shot comes. You hear the bullet zing, not like past your ear. It's not low, it's high, like 15 feet in the air. Right? And you see it hit a rock just that corner of your eye picks up the little dust poof as, somebody's shooting at you guys? Because it kind of, are these warning shots? Okay. Let's start with Charwin. Everyone hears the shot. L gets a close encounter with it, but it's Charwin, actually, his old bones and, shall we say, agent of AlkenStarness archetype, reacts first. What do you want to do, Charwin?
Let's see. I'll warn everyone. Get down, everybody. And then I will move 15 feet to get in front of one of those rock formations.
Okay. Without it being in such line proximity with L for you guys, it is that proverbial echo that's sharp and yet muted. It doesn't echo off of all the rocks. It almost sounds initially muted, like you don't get that crack and it's far away. It's really close. And then you hear the shot go right, but the end of the noise is sort of muted, like is almost as if the sound wave is being broken up by the HooDoos, Charwin, which makes me believe that someone is shooting from here, near our position in the rocks. This is not coming from on high. This is not coming from above. You know what I mean? Just the way the bullet reacts. Anyway, you skitter over, you call it a warning. Okay? And?
Can I do a perception check to see if I can figure out if I see anyone?
Sure.
Yeah.
I can tell you what I just told you. Somebody is close by. The shooter's within 60 feet. That was a pistol shot, not a rifle shot.
Okay.
Which brings us to... our win is done. Next is Pilo. You are up. Get ready, Pip. You're on deck.
Would I have seen the shot as well, or I've seen everyone react to that, right?
With your current perception, I will say that you have the similar knowledge as Charwin. Only L was in position to see the poof because he's the only one forward enough to see what rocket hit. You guys are blinded by other rocks. You don't really see the bullet hit. L did. What you guys are getting is, again, ricochet, somebody's close to us, 60 feet, pistol over rifle, definitely to your right. Charwin actually went... Yeah.
I would probably actually turn and look at Val, knowing he's up on the ridge, not knowing he's not, not knowing what his status is, and be like, and I'll cast message to him and ask him, Val, something's shooting at us. Do you have any sights on it up there? Let me know.
Okay. A direct line of sight, unfortunately, is blocked by two different rocks. Like I said, these things are 10, 15, 20 feet tall.
Okay, yeah.
He's only about 6 to 12 feet off the ground. The shot might have come from Val. You do know that he was on the south wall. Might have been Val's shot, right?
Okay, so I couldn't see him to cast message then. Okay. Would I be able to move back 10 feet to kind of see him there and then cast message, or
do you want to just start moving and see if you can't pick him up?
Maybe moving forward, actually. If I know the shot came from behind us, I'll actually move forward a bit.
15, okay, 5, 10, 5.
Move to maybe there. I put a little dot 20. On the map there, 10 feet forward and 5 down.
Okay. I don't know why it's not showing on the player guide, but on yours, you can see just the tip of his mini square. So since you're actively looking for Val, along the wood side here, I will say that your current 21 perception that we were using in the tower, just good enough that you catch him. He's like, you see the arm and the shoulder, right? Does anyone know which hand Val carries his pistol and his sword in? Does he shoot right and sword left, or is it the other way around?
He's never said. I don't know.
Or is he ambidextrous?
He is a robot.
Give me a 50-50 there, Pilo.
He shoots right, sword left.
What do you want me to get? What do you want me to roll for here?
Because I'm trying to think of which direction he slashes when he's like, I pull my sword out and I slash him. and I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it shoots right, slashes left.
He is a right-handed person in general, I think, Matt. So, everyone tends
Yeah.
to.
Associate, right? So tell you what, going with the ambidextrous robot theory with 50-50, nudging it to 60-40 with Matt's theory from trying to remember, give me percentage.
Percentage, that's the double zeros
Yeah, yep.
in the tower or in the open?
In the open.
That is a 24.
Okay. You literally get to see his right shoulder, and you see the smoking gun in his hand as if he were the shooter. But
Okay.
was he shooting at L? Because the only thing between you like literally realize you're stepping into the line of fire, and it's almost like from your perspective he's posted up on a corner. And is he shooting at L?
Yeah. So
Right? Cast message?
I would still cast message. Val,
Okay.
something's shooting at us there. Do you got a line on it? You got a sight on it? What do you see, buddy?
A single do you know, like he's automaton, you know, he grunts and whirls and right, you know what I mean? Okay. Not his voice, but definitely a whirling modulated noise that sounds affirmative. 3 syllables, that kind of thing. Very primitive, but you do get the sense that he's going, yeah. He's saying, you know, he does have a line on something.
Okay, seeing as that's one action to move, one action for the message, I would also use a third act message to say, hey guys, Val sees something. He was shooting at it. Eyes out, everybody. Eyes out.
Okay. Which brings us to Pip.
That's my...
Yep.
Pip, remembering being shot from last time, will quickly take cover to the nearest rock, which I believe should be there.
Okay. I love how everyone runs through the field of fire. Like, take cover, but you're literally running through the field of fire. We'll get closer. No. You know how there's bank robbers on the street and everyone runs at them to get to the car that's between them and said bank robber, and they hunker down behind it? That's technically what you guys are doing. But from a top-down view, it looks like you guys are running through the field of fire. But I guess from your own perspective, you're like moving forward to the big thing to hide behind so you're not caught out in the open. Pip, you still have actions left. Did you actually want to use some actions to look around and try to hide, like try to bury yourself in this rock? You know, some extra movement, do the whole stealth thing?
Oh yeah, he would love to do some stealth.
Because instead of stealthing there, you run to a big object, hope you're not seen, and you can use actions to, you know, take cover or to hide amongst, you know, the unseen. So, any stealth in the tower?
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay. And I'm just going to have you sort of slide around the side of this rock like, you know, da-da-da. And I'm hidden as far as you know. Icon, just so we're reminded that you were stealthing. So you move, you hide. One left. Anything else? You want to pull out a weapon or gear or, you know, rosaries? Thank you. Please protect me. We got.
Definitely the rapier that Pip keeps on him.
Okay. Which brings us to El Bardrio.
Dun, 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 dun. I will draw my piercing wind.
I get it. The echo, all the columns. It's like you're in the shower. You just can't help but sing. Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah, something like that. I'll go with that.
It's like just
I'm
one
just-
of those Disney
I'm just
scenes
in a
where in a
particularly
wedding.
good mood this evening. Maybe I don't
okay,
know.
Sun setting,
yeah, so
beautiful
so
landscape.
draw my piercing wind, and
Okay.
and I will also stealth. So if Val shot from behind me, it means it's whatever he was shooting at was probably in front of me or in between us. But
So if this thing hit the rock here, right? That means whatever he's shooting at is literally like, hopefully within 30 feet, like in a cone right in front of you. Or he's just losing his... Maybe it's a warning shot to you. Oh, it suddenly occurs to you that maybe he's just trying to stop us from moving.
Yeah. Well, it could
And
be
everyone
that too.
runs up. Shit. Is the danger in the ground? Did he see quicksand? Was he trying to... Why didn't he yell? Like, all these things start racing through your mind, right?
Yep. Danger, danger, Will Robinson.
Okay. Now, you could just tuck in where you are. I don't have to move your mini like I did with Pip. Just...
Yep, but I do want to cautiously peek around the other side of the...
All right. I'm going to put you, like, as if you're under. It's like you're coming under the hoodoo, right? Same thing with you, Pip. Even though I slid you forward 5 feet, I mean, there is sort of a tuck in if you want to stay where you are. Were you happy to be back there? You want to move forward? Like, were you sliding in or were you tucking in?
Oh, no, I'm more than happy to move forward another extra 5 feet if you're willing to give it.
For free. It's not a thing until you call me on it. Just saying. Tuck in also means eating. Anyway. All right. L, any actions left? I got lost here.
Draw a weapon, tuck in, and then take a look. Did you want a perception?
Yeah, sure. In the tower. Pilo is literally warning us. Eyes out.
Yep.
Be extra. Extra.
Do I see or hear anything?
Yes, you do. A HooDoo.
You do.
Moves like the babe.
Remind me of the babe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A HooDoo moves like voodoo and reminds you of the babe.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Now, I don't mean like it's moving along. I mean, there's the proverbial statue that shifts its shoulders kind of thing, the creepy porcelain white statue with no eyes that turns its head a little bit, right? There is this HooDoo that sort of undulates, and I've placed a little HooDoo mini on the board, and it's right in the vicinity where he shot. Maybe he actually shot it. And it's just chilling, but you just catch and it's not rock movement like rocks fall. This thing almost is like turning or just shifting a little bit, like very slowly, it's trying to be, Voodoo, what rock? No, I'm just a rock,
Amigos, these pillars, there is something going on with them.
Okay.
And that's me.
All right. Specifically warning you that the pillars are alive.
The pillars are alive with the sound of hoodoo.
Okay. Top of the round is actually this unidentified hoodoo. And what it did obviously garnered Valentine's attention, and he decided to shoot it since it seemed to be doing something menacing right towards Al. Who knows? Or like I said, maybe it's just a warning shot. Maybe it's low on hit points already. Who knows? What I will tell you, though, is since you literally yell out, the rocks, like there's something going on, okay? This thing decides, jig is up, right? And it's time to switch to some battle music. The jig is up. This thing starts acting sus. It lowers itself into the ground. It actually just disappears straight into the ground.
The whole thing?
Yep. The ground
Ew,
folds into it. Now, the large hoodoo behind it is giving it cover. It just looked like a medium-sized hoodoo. So this thing is 5.5 feet tall, just like a
pillar
little hoodoo
of stone?
Yeah, but it is a hoodoo. Like it's shaped and undulated and everything, just like everything else. It literally looks just like the other hoodoos, just smaller. Now there are some small hoodoos out there, just saying. And this thing just sinks into the ground. So I'm going to put this thing at -5 feet, maybe -10. Oh, that's its size. Come on, -10 feet. Disappears into the ground. And then 10, 15, 20, 25. This thing moves 10 feet into the ground and then goes 15 forward, 20, 50, 5 forward. Okay, so this thing pops up right in front of you. So instead of moving forward, it disappears into the ground, slides under the ground, and pops up right in front of you, sir. Hello. And spins like a top. And this rock outcropping sort of peels away from its face, and a rocky armitage whacks at you. Oh, young bard in training. Oh, come on. Sorry, I don't want to hit the rock. I want to hit you. Oop. Back here. Okay. Fist of Fury hits you with a 27. As it moves, pops up, detaches an arm that forms and smacks you. Debris, sand flies at you and everywhere. And you take 2d8 plus 10 bludgeoning damage plus my blinding sand. When the sand sentry critically hits, target is blind. Okay, so I got to crit you, so you're okay.
Yay.
Okay. But there is that sort of making you squint because like dust flew in your face. You're not blinded, but it's all like, not that you breathe or taste. Can you taste things? Now there's an interesting idea.
I don't require food. I
Okay.
just need the crankings.
Okay.
So
this
but I do
whole
need
cigar smoking,
sleep
wine
or
drinking,
rest.
most.
I bet you I could smoke.
Yeah, where does it come out? Just
'Cause,
crevices all
like,
over your little puppet body.
The way the
Just
book
smoke.
explains it is like you need to breathe to cool your internal components. You need to rest to give them a break so you don't wear out. And
Okay, that's the automaton though. You're actually a poppet.
Yeah, no, that's what it says for the poppet as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just
Yeah,
thought you were just an animated doll or something. Okay, neat.
Well, you are, but it's just poppets are weird.
No, it's fine. There's dolls in the 20th century that eat and poop and all that stuff. So yeah, sure, why not? It's not a kid's toy, or it's the kid's toy that now smokes cigars and instead of eating dog food or whatever, the little kung fu grips.
Probably after this desert trip, I'll be coming back smoking cigars. I'll be a hardened desert rat dog.
Sure. The little stub sergeant stogie, like the little he's in his mouth. All right. So a wild lash surprise attack. Well, no, it's surprising. You saw it dip down, you saw it pop up, and it smacks you hard for 14 points of damage, but I'm not done.
Oh, no.
Reversing its movement, it sinks back down into the ground. Does movement provoke an attack of opportunity from you, sir?
Not from me, sir, no.
Okay. So it sinks back down into the ground. I'm going 10 feet because I think if I went 5 feet, I would leave the rabbit burrow to Albuquerque, and you guys could track it, and it doesn't want to be tracked. So it sinks 10 feet in the ground. You hear the rumble, and then it's low enough that it's hard to tell, which way it's moving. 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 25. El Mambrio. The way this thing moves, I will say that you have a decent guess that its speed, like it didn't move in a flash. It moved not like a person, but it seemed to have the same sort of gait and speed of an actual creature, like the base 25. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if you want to count and guess where this sucker is, right? Anyway, 10, 15, 25. I'm actually going to place it where it really went. And that brings us to Blaster Valentine. Now, I owe Blaster a shot from last round. So I'm going to target this thing. Whoop. I'm going to see if he actually hit it or if he just missed and hit the rock behind him. What started all this, because now this bugger is doing some hit and run tactics. What the hell? Right? Did Valentine get a shot on this thing earlier? Negative 82 critical miss. What? The what now?
That doesn't seem right.
I wonder if it's because he's invisible, and so it's using like max range, and he's taking a bunch of negatives to it.
Okay, let's make him. Let's show him up again and try that again. Negative 73.
Negative 73.
Okay. Sorry. Fine. Going with the original dice roll of 6. And he's got an actual plus 12. That's 18 on the first shot. 18 on the first shot does not hit this thing's AC. However, if the 15 plus 12 hits it, I will save that as Spiegler's second shot. Valentine's second shot, just for fairness and the fact that we're not going to waste a perfectly good hit. Right now, ping, you saw it hit the actual hoodoo rock, the big one, tipped you off, all events unfolded, and now here we are, back at Valentine's turn, okay? And you guys are engrossed in combat. Good old Valentine is doing what he's doing. Moving and reloading, probably, right? 5, 10... 15, 20, 25, and then 5, 10, 15, 25. I think everything that Valentine is going to do right now is going to be based on movement. And we're going to throw in a little athletics here. As he begins to climb. Okay. Which brings us to Charwin. You're up. Philo, get ready. You're on deck.
Okay. So did I see Manubrio get hit by a rock?
From your position, yes. You did see the rock. You saw like the side of it. There's just enough there, I would say, that you had line of sight to see a rock. Like, it's around the corner, but you did see this rock thing come at him. You know, it's like looking through a doorway, right? But I'll say, yeah, you had an idea. And El Mambrio's literally going, the rocks are, sus. And then you see a rock come at him, and he goes, ow! And then there's this big tremor, and gone.
Oh, okay.
So you saw something going down over here, right?
I think I would move to Manibro.
Okay.
So just to the south of him.
Yep.
And then I would probably do seek. I would look around and see if I can figure out what the heck's going on over here.
Okay. Give me perception and tower.
That did not go in.
No, I'll let you have the 15. Okay. You don't see it, but I will say you see traces of it. So the ground is disturbed, like this thing had burrowed. There is a little slight depression and sunken sand where something had popped up, disturbed things, displaced. It all filled in on itself, so there's no hole, but there's that depression from like a former sinkhole, and there's two of them. And they're, they literally appear in a line in front of L on a diagonal, one here. So it's like, okay, pretty sure you know what's going on. You don't see it, the creature, but this thing can burrow. What do you do? So getting back to the seek mechanic, there's I see you, and then there's one step down going, I know where you are. There's 4, right? There's like, I have no idea. Then there's like, you have some idea. Then you actually like, I know he's behind those crates. And then there's the whole, I see you, right? In an above ground game mechanic, it would be like he went, say you're inside a warehouse, he stepped outside through a doorway and went along the outside wall. You know where he is. He's out there through that wall, somewhere along that wall, on the other side of the wall. He's 100% cover, but you have a good idea where he is, right? Now let's face that flat. He's gone through the floor. You have an idea that he's down there within 30 feet of us, 100% cover, unless you can do something to the ground. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Maybe I'll climb. I'll climb up.
Sure. Athletics?
Or 21.
Okay. You need 2 hands free. By the way, guys, just so you know, you want to climb. Like, I had Spiegler run up to the thing and then have to put his weapon away and then start climbing. So what he did was, instead of reloading, I think I can get away with him shifting a weapon, maybe? Anyway, we'll see. Athletics, move a maximum distance. You attempt athletics to move a maximum of 5 feet up, down, or across an incline. You're off guard while climbing unless you have the climb speed. DM determines the DC based on the natural. So, if your land speed is 40 or higher, you increase to 5 feet for every 20 feet above 20. So, I believe that's a 10-foot climb. If your land speed is 40 or higher, increase the maximum distance by 5 for every 20 above 20. Okay, so I actually had you guys climbing, unless you crit and climb 10 feet, you guys are all supposed to be climbing just 5 feet at a time. So we kind of did a little wrong a couple episodes ago, but that's fine. So, with a trained athletics of 21, you climb up your 5 feet, because I'm setting this at the mini handhold rock face, for the first 15, and then the DC goes up because it's hourglass shaped. Getting right to the top is a little harder at the end. Anyway, so putting Charwin at the old +5, but you have 3 actions, right? Or 2. 1 left, right? You want to keep climbing?
Yeah, I'll try to climb one more time.
Okay.
25.
Crit. You get to go 10 feet. Okay. And because that actually is the DC to get up, I'm going to literally pop you on the top here. So you're proverbially at the top, like one leg over kind of thing.
Okay.
You follow me? You're not standing on the top, but you're at the top. Nice
Starting
and safe.
to crawl back on my belly almost to get up.
Yeah. Which brings us to Pilo.
All right. Well, I see this also, and we're all kind of heading towards this guy.
Oh, you guys are like 10 feet away, so pretty much you don't need to see it. You just need to see what Charwin's doing, and his actions kind of give away what's going on, so you're all good.
All right. Well, I will see that Charwin's going over there, and I guess it's getting up high. How high up is he got to go now? How high?
He's gone 15 feet, so his hands are at the flat top of this, which is 15 feet off the ground, which means his feet are 10 feet off the ground. His head is at that 15-foot level.
Is he going to pull him up to the? Charwin will be on the top next time, or has he still got a round to go?
Yeah. No. He's literally like on that edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will, and that's the edge to where L is, or is that the edge where the bad guy's gone here? At the end
Sorry, so we'll put L at -5. So L is tucked in under this thing.
Okay, and Charwin's climbing on top of it.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. That's what I was confused about there.
Yeah.
All right. And this thing's just kind of running away, hiding from us.
Disappeared into the ground right at his feet. But this thing also like burrowed in, hopped up right in front of his foe, gave him a good wallop, and then disappeared straight back down into the ground again.
I'm gonna cast inside ropes. It's one action. My fake guts come out. Gonna pull out a good old handful of them, swing them around, and try to lasso them on top of this rope here that's beside me. This one here. See if I can get on top of that one, knowing this thing is underground, above ground.
Okay. I'll give you a good lasso target for the one behind you, but trying to do a lasso that's like 25 feet wide, that's a big. You know
I was thinking like right here, the one in front of me there, or is that like there's?
I get it. You're trying to like loop over the corner.
Loop over something to get it, so I could.
Yeah. No, yeah. I see how it kind of dips out like curvature.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I give you that. Yeah, I get it. You kind of loop onto the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the shape of it. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Inside rows, I cast my guts up, and I'm gonna squish them around, and then I can climb up that wall like a squishy rope.
So, do you have? Give me you could use rope. No, I'm just saying like to actually do a lasso, right? Weapon, dexterity, acrobatics, maybe even your whip craft. No?
I could do acrobatics. Does that work?
Acrobatics is not you using an object. So I'm looking for something that's dexterity. Is there any skill you have where you're manipulating an object with dexterity? Or ranged, just a basic ranged attack?
Well, acrobatics is dex, but I don't know. I'm trying to see your stealth.
Well,
no,
see,
there's not a lot of...
acrobatics is you moving not you manipulating objects. So what about...
I don't know what that would be.
Okay, so go to combat
look
tab.
at the activities windows, yeah.
Go to the combat tab at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, see it just says basic ranged +3.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will give you a +2 because you are trained, or sorry, +3 because of your whip training.
Okay.
Like you are used to kind of using a rope-like object in combat, and now you're using a mundane object for a function. I'll let that carry. Like, you know what I mean? You're not using a non-whip to fight, but you're using a rope-like object to, you know what I mean? So I'll give you a full training bonus. So I'll give you a +6. So if you want to give me a +3 in the mod, right?
Oh, a +3 in the mod, okay. And then roll with my my attack,
range.
my attack, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because
I'll
basic
roll it
training
right
is +3. It's probably
That's,
is kind.
13.
Yep, no problem. So, and it catches, right?
Yep. One action, two action. The third action would be to start climbing up. Now I climb. It says here, you move half as quickly as usual, climbing with your ropes, minimum 5 feet. You can attempt a DC 5 flat check whenever you critically fail to prevent a fall. Okay.
Now you are, you're not under it. You're 10 feet out, so you need to step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oop. Okay. So, but we'll count that as part of your movement, right? So you, as one action, you rope the sucker at distance, right? Now, as you step forward, you get 5 feet for free. You begin your climb. So you've got 20 feet of movement instead of 25 to begin your climb. And
I move
the
half
rope
slowly because I'm climbing with my guts.
Right.
So I only have 10 feet of movement there.
Right. So you are allowed to do like your own base movement climbing a rope. It just cuts it in half.
Okay.
No, I'm asking. What does it say about climbing a rope?
It just says you move half as quickly as usual, climbing with your guts, minimum 5 feet. So I'm
that's
usually
fine.
25 feet, so it'll put me down to 10 feet of movement up the rope, I guess, then?
Yeah, like the rope's got to be faster than a bear climb. This is what I'm trying to give you movement, right? So yeah, that's cool. That extra 525 kind of thing just got you closer. Okay, so you're 10 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's that.
Yep.
Need to roll anything for a climb check, or we're...
So athletics, yeah. And with the DC, and what was the flat check I talked about?
Didn't hear.
You were talking about something about a flat check.
Oh, if I critically fail, I can roll a DC 5 flat check to prevent a fall.
Oh, okay, cool. So just give me athletics to climb. Athletics, do. Right. But this DC,
that's
like dangling from a rope, I would say is 10 instead of 15. So since you
20 for the roll.
Right, so since you crit it, I will give you an extra 5 feet. So now you're 15 feet up the.
Okay.
Yeah, because DC for this rope climb, I'm putting DC at 10. A bear climb, I'm putting at 15. Okay, this gets you 50 feet up, right? So now you're up under the lip. This sucker, do you see how it has an extra edge on the backside?
Yep.
So I'm taking that backside as a 5 foot, and that so I'm actually saying that this thing is actually 20 feet up, not 15 like the others. So now you are up under that edge, right? And the DC goes up a bit, but again, because you're just climbing from a rope, it's more like you've climbed against it, and now you're just literally hanging off. and extruding like you're climbing up a bear, like the gym rope, right?
It's kind of like my guts are kind of going through my whole body, and I'm just kind of right in the middle.
Oh, you're just pulling
Yeah,
it
hold
through
on,
like
but-
you're the actual clamp.
I'm belaying myself through them. Yeah, I'm belaying myself up the wall.
Sure. Anyway, with that crit, that's as much movement as I can give you, and that's 3
my turn.
actions, right? Yeah, like 1 to cast, 1 to rope, and then you just try to. Okay, so Charwin, you should see the skeleton move, dude. Like that was pretty. For all that dicking around with the rules, like this dude, yeah, right? And you see the rope burn like going in and out of ribs for friction for like instead of clamps, right? Up he goes. Who is this guy? Who was this guy when he was alive, right? Wait a minute. You don't have that skill when you're alive. Using your own. How long has this guy been a skeleton? That's the real question. Pip. And we're hiding, and the big bad will go away if I hide. What do you want to do now?
Pip is
Unfortunately, sorry, I do have to say, Troy got away with the I see that, right? Classic player, don't want to waste an action. And I went, yup, because he's right there. You, unfortunately, are down south 15 feet around hiding in a rock. You hear stuff. So the guys are like, it's burrowing. Cool. It's underground. Shit. Like, so just like being Kevin Bacon in Tremors, you just realize that your feet are on the ground and this thing can burrow. What do you do?
Pip is going to do a crafting check against his level to put his suit into overdrive, which should be a DC 20.
Cool. So is this like Iron Man 1, 2, or 3? Like every time you watch an Iron Man movie, his suit acts differently? Have we got to Iron Man 2 where he has a suitcase or anything? No, okay.
I rolled the dice, but I don't see it. What happened?
I'm going to need you to go again.
Sometimes it hiccups.
You could double click where the dice is.
If double
picking
click
it
where
up
the
and drop
dice is, or drop it
opposed to-
into the.
Yeah,
There you go.
Okay, I'm fine with that. It's a DC 20, so it's a critical, which means I'm in overdrive for a minute.
That's a 29. You need 10. A 30 would be a crit.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Plus 1 for panicking? No, sorry.
It is just in overdrive for this round then, where Pip's suit will then become a chameleon and completely blend into whatever surroundings he is in.
Oh, nice.
Which will give him a plus to his hide, but he is also going to move again because he didn't see, like you said, I saw the burrow. Pip didn't see anything. He's behind a HooDoo.
No, they're talking about the creature burrowing. So you hear your friends warning about what it's doing. You didn't get to see anything, but I'll make you aware that this creature can burrow because they've been talking and shouting about it and reacting to it.
Oops, Jesus.
Yeah.
Pip is going to move 20 feet and then do another hide action.
Okay. I can't have you move right through a rock, so we're going to go 5 out, 10 up, 15, 20. Oh, okay, you're still good. And then hide. Okay. So you activate the suit, look like the ground, and then run up and stick to this wall, and because it's all the same round, it goes from like dark sand to HooDoo red, right?
That's my fault for rolling 2. We will keep the lower one because that was the first one I clicked.
I'm impressed. How did this? Oh, 2d20. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my fault. I accidentally right-clicked.
No advantage in this, but nice try.
No. It should be at +1. So it should be a
31?
32.
13, but
Am I
plus 1
bad
is
at-
14.
Yep, +17.
Okay, so there's your crit, right? There's like
Which would be
crit
first.
crit stealth, right? Anyway, I do need these in the tower, by the way.
Yes.
But this is so no, I'll take it. It's so entertaining, right? Why am I not using the stealth tower? Okay, you understand steampunk. Hissing, valve, steam, pressure, right? So like this thing rattles up like a kettle. Makes a shit ton of noise, coats him in paint or something, and then he goes 20 feet, right? And then this thing does it again. You know, like stealth mode, like, you know, steam coming off, but he looks like a rock. Welcome to steampunk technology, right? No, it doesn't say anything about penalty for noise, but okay. He is one with the rock. That's awesome.
That is all 3 actions.
All right, that's cool. So next we have El Mambrio, and I am totally gonna pull up an actual rock-looking thing and make you a rock.
That's funny.
And just like, he is the rock.
Become
man.
one with the desert.
And I shoot him instead because I just see this rock moving around.
Yeah. Whoops.
Not again.
I'm going to scurry up the cliff, is what I'm going to do. The HooDoo behind me. Same one that Charwin's climbing.
Okay.
Skills. Athletics. Do you want these in the tower, or can I do these open?
Oh, I needed to. Damn it, Drew. I completely missed that I gave away my position because he's like, the -80 is because he's hidden. I'll just unhide the mini, completely exposing where I am. Now I gotta move somewhere else. Fine, I'm gonna move somewhere else. The idea was this thing was going to try and circle around. Well, since I have 3 different directions I could circle around, I'm going to pick another one. Or is he the same one? Oh, no. I'll tell you what. Just to be nice, well played, Drew. Roll a D3 for me, Drew. Roll me a D3. And I'm not necessarily going to say 1 is up top and 2 is to the right, 3 is to the bottom. We're going to just let that...
But that's totally what it is.
No, shut up. Shut up. No, you can't prove it. My math's better than your math. All right.
3
So-
it is.
Yep. 10, 15, 20. Okay. 5. All right. I am where I am now.
Do you want my athletics to climb in the tower, sir?
No, athletics is kind of an open. Did he make it? Did he not make it? It was just the whole stealth thing. I need the tower.
Does a
Okay.
16
Yeah, the first
succeed?
most of this thing is a 15 DC, and then it pops to like 20, 25 because of the outcropping, depending if.
All right,
those
and
guys
it's
that climb
half
up.
your speed. You climb at half your speed. Is that what it is?
No, it's actually only 5 feet a roll unless you crit, or unless you right.
Okay, so then
Now,
5 feet.
Now, Pylo had a spell where he could move half his feet up a rope spell, which is kind of neat. So, taking off the -5 was just telling us he's hiding. You go up 5 feet. That's an action. You want to keep climbing, keep rolling.
Yep, keep climbing. Oh, not 20.
There you go. So there's 10 feet instead. Okay. And that actually puts you at the top. So like Charwin, you're clinging to the edge, 2 paws and a chin on the flat top. But your body is technically 15 feet off the ground.
I'll
Right.
spend my last action getting me up over the ledge.
Okay.
Huzzah! Be good. 24.
Okay. The ledge is yours. You can move anywhere you want with your 50. So where do you want to be?
Out of Charwin's way, but I still want to be able to see kind of the area where I saw him go under from. So I'm just gonna step up to.
I'm sorry. I guess technically pulling your ass over a ledge is still climbing. Sorry. You're on the edge.
Yeah.
But you're inside. Yeah. Okay. Not to be nitpicky, but distance
No,
in
no,
this
that's
game is
fine.
everything. We're trying to be right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and you're up. Oof.
That's me.
I will be nice. This does not make you prone. You don't just climb on your belly kind of thing, like Charm was saying. Like when you climb up and you were in that position, you were standing. You're good. I can at least give you that.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just curious as to exactly how I would climb, being basically a centaur style
Dude,
creature.
have you ever seen a goat climb? The way they hop up a rock?
They're
Like, it's
insane, dude.
That's you.
Okay. Clickety,
Right?
clickety, clickety, clickety.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not to mention, you do have 6 appendages. Like you got the 4 feet, and you could reach out, right?
Yep.
It says 4 hands free, or 2 hands free, but technically, if you have all feet free, I'd let you climb like a goat.
Sick.
Okay.
I'm a goat climber. It's canon now.
Okay.
Ole.
Okay, that's worth a hero point. That was really good. Right. So now it's the creature's turn. Is anyone still on the ground? No. Okay. So this thing, 5-10 feet, surfaces right next to Charwin and where Pilo were. Like it comes up hoping maybe that you guys were in that crux between the two. Right? So from its initial position where it was north around the corner, it seemed to have moved just south to put itself where it guessed the bulk of the party was. Pops up, and no one is there. Huh. Well, what's this? Can burrow through earthen matter, including rock. It pops up. You're not there. I take a perception as a second action to look around. And I see Charwin butt hanging over the side. So it moves under Charwin and goes straight into the rock face itself and pops up beside Elmambrio on top of the rock. This thing comes straight out the top of the HooDoo because I can burrow through all kinds of rock and sand. How cool is that? Now the question is, what kind of movement did I take? 10 to get up here. A perception, so I will literally make it pause, killing the rest of its movement. Then it goes 5 over, 15 in, and then I've got to go 15 through the rock. So, technically... anyway, I think I've burned everything with movement. And maybe even to get there. So, I'm up 5. Okay, I'm going to have to cheat a little bit. It goes under Charwin, goes straight north. Right, so 5, 10, that's 20 feet. So that's my third action. So yeah, I'm still in the rock. This thing hasn't come out yet. But you guys do see, especially Pilo, this thing pops up, right? Doesn't look around, but just suddenly goes straight into the rock face under Charwin and does not have enough movement to actually expose itself. Oop. Yeah. Blaster is going to move across the rock face and try to acquire a target with perception checks, which will allow him to try and figure out who and what where. Hopefully he doesn't think Pip is a rock. Charwin, you're up. Pilo, get ready. You're on deck.
I'd like to finish climbing up on top of this HooDoo.
Okay. Directly in front of you is Amambrio, so you need to kind of move a bit. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go.
You can go this way, 5, right?
Trying to think. Let's see. Did I see him go into the rock face?
I will say that you felt the rock tremor, and it makes you wonder if this thing's going to knock it over. You know what I mean? I don't want to meta, but
Okay.
I could see you moving to the middle for stability. Maybe this thing's trying to knock over the rock and we're about to fall.
Okay, I was thinking about going to the middle so I can see to the west more. That's
Yeah,
where
no,
I
it's-
might
yeah.
have last seen him.
Or you might have caught a glance, like you're pulling yourself up. This is technically supposed to happen simultaneously, right? So technically, as you climb, this thing scoots right under you. So sure.
So is that one action to climb up and move there?
So right, can I have a easy DC climb, get you over the edge? Technically, you climb 15 feet. This is a 20-foot tall thing. All right.
20.
Right. Okay, so that gets you onto the lip. Boop. Or you're up, right? Now you want to move. You go 5, 10 to the north or 5, 10 to the edge. What do you want to do?
Maybe I'll go just right in the middle for now.
Okay.
And then I'll pull out my spear.
Okay. Next we have Pilo.
I will continue to get up on top of my my
Okay. Right.
pillar here.
Give me an easy athletics, which would put you 10 feet up, which technically is you to the top of this thing.
That is a 12.
Right. So actually, 25 feet in the air, but standing, not
The
clinging.
12 was good. Okay.
Yeah, like
Standing
yeah,
was-
like,
yeah. So I'll continue the move. Am I able to continue the movement with
well,
that?
see, you're climbing the rope, which means you don't have to worry about any high DC overhang. Right?
Okay.
You're just Jim, right? And once you get to that edge, pull yourself up. So no, you're fine.
Okay. I'll leave the guts hanging out. It's kind of fun just as they're trailing around me. I don't really care about picking them up. As long as they're touching me, the rope doesn't
What a
disappear.
gnarly scene, though.
Yeah.
As long as the guts are still touching me, they don't disappear. So as a skeleton, I can just have them around and through me as they already were. So can I walk to the edge of the... I didn't see this thing run into the rocks or anything, so I have no idea really where it is, right?
No. So again, because you're adjacent and have line of sight while you're climbing, right? It pops up. It looked around under you. We heard it shimmer. You glance down. It moves. So I'm going to say yeah, because technically everything happens simultaneously. Like unless I have a rock blinding line of sight, like happened to Pip, you guys are there. You're looking around. You climb up. This thing pops up as you're climbing. Blah blah blah. So you're fine.
All right. So seeing as I can't really... I see it go into a rock and then disappear. Can I throw a perception check to see if I'm able to see anything else moving, or is there any other of them, or any kind of symbol of...
Does it
Where
have
it came from?
friends? Yes,
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
Yeah,
What else
this
is
is
around?
the pack of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would suck.
All right. So that would be just a perception.
In the tower, yes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. Nothing of note. I could be fun and say the rock behind you is giving off some steam for some painted reason, but no. Jack does not like this extra thing I put into his gear. No, you're scanning around. You don't see any other movement. I will say that there is sort of a bit of a tremor because the HooDoo itself is only 15 foot wide and 20 foot long, and something 5 feet is burrowing through the rock. Like the thing shakes a little bit, right?
Okay.
So you can see the giant HooDoo that both your friends are on. Hi, Charwin. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. So now technically, I need to change their elevation. They are both standing 20 feet in the air. You are 25 feet in the air, 15 feet away on a southerly HooDoo. Right? Theirs is kind of rectangular. Yours is kind of square. And theirs is shaking. Look around. You see Valentine striding across his to the edge, perceiving, reloading, doing the same thing you are. Looking around, looking down. It doesn't look like he's locked on to anything, though. He's in seek mode like you.
Can I do some recall knowledge to see if I know what this is? Like if we've
Yes,
seen this
what
before?
the hell is this thing? Oh
Yeah,
my
would
God.
It be
Oh my
something I'm
God.
trained in, or does that have to be trained in, or can I just be whatever I kind of think, like survival, or would it be nature?
Give me...
Nature. I think it's a rock.
Okay.
I'll throw you some nature in the tower here if I can find
Okay.
my dice tower. Where dice tower go? I lost it again. No, I did it out
It's
of
okay.
the tower.
16. I will say that this thing is... Now, remember how I said, like, your brain picks the right... Like, imagine a bunch of books on a table, and you're going, I'm going to open the nature book and see what I remember. Your brain doesn't work like that. When you recall knowledge, it's like, your brain takes the whole scenario, right? So the player goes, let's try nature, but I am allowed to kick it over one. Okay. 16, this thing is not natural. It doesn't move naturally. It's a mana waste beast. There's no such thing as like living rock that occurs naturally, exceedingly rare. Chances are this is a magical creature that was made magically, or some freak of nature that was made mana. So you want occult or arcane. Have you either one of those? Right.
I have a lot of occult, yeah. Occult.
Even religion, like we made the holy statue of nymph and blah, and maybe even religion, right? So, but your brain is tickling in the world of occult and arcane. I'll say that if you got one of those.
I have occult. I can throw that in the tower.
Sure.
All right, do I have another action for it? Or is this just part of the same?
No, we're talking about the same action.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not kind of gaming the system here.
No. This thing has got to be some kind of earth elemental. Nothing that you've seen, but maybe it's the natural or summoned or mana waste created earth elemental of the area. I mean, it literally mimics its terrain. It looks like one. And when it formed up to attack, it didn't just become, haha, like camouflage, I'm a hoodoo, and now jig is up and I become an actual golem-like elemental or a big pile of rocks. It seems to want to maintain that hoodoo form when it pops up. It seems to want to look like a hoodoo.
Okay.
So you're thinking earth elemental, some kind of unique kind of earth elemental.
Okay. And that's pretty much all the actions and everything I have. But I'll if I can say a quick word of, God, this might be an earth elemental. Might be actually just natural to this. That's how it looks. That's what it is.
Right.
Maybe we're in its territory.
You've heard of these before. They're called sand centuries. This might be something left over from the war. Some kind of magical construct or elemental that was made to hide in this terrain and attack anything, like a trap, right? Because it doesn't eat, it doesn't sleep. It can be placed here, created magically, and it's like attack anything comes through here like a landmine. So
but I also know that if we left its area, if we just booked it out of this place, we would leave its zone and it would leave us alone.
No, this thing, once it locks onto you, it's like I said, it's a free roaming elemental. It'll just, keep unless some other, maybe you can show the Geb badge or the next badge or the whatever, right? Or guns are used in war. In peace times, civilians still use guns. Some rogue wizard or some storm could have created something that was like something that was used in the war. But your best guess is this is some sort of, creature that was used in the war and forgotten.
Okay, so I'll leave. Okay. I'll pass the information on in a quick couple of seconds that Impiler usually does.
Sure. Now I will tell you this: with your high roll of 22, do you want to know something? Immunities, abilities, faults, whatever you do, don't do this.
Immunity. I guess immunities would be good because weaknesses. Does that mean weaknesses? Because if we
have
can
a
hit
weakness,
it'll stop.
Yep.
Slow down.
Does it have a specific weakness? No, it does not. But it is. It doesn't have like damage reduction.
Okay.
It's resistant because it's rock. Like it can resist acid, fire, cold by 5 slashing. Right. Mm-hmm. So you probably want to smash it with a bludgeoning weapon. I'm not saying it's weak to bludgeoning. It's just extra resistant to slashing and piercing. So, you know what I mean?
Yep. Okay. That's good.
Yep.
Pass it on and away we go. That's my turn.
Okay. So you climbed. You thought about it. It's a rock. Smash it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Pip, the new HooDoo mini. Perhaps you could make friends with it. I'm surprised these guys are laughing their asses off. I literally stole the HooDoo mini from the creature and slapped it on Pip, so now he's a little hoodoo hiding on the right.
I was confused for a while. I was like, why is there a green one?
Pip will definitely, since his armor, since it didn't crit, will only last one turn, he will do another crafting check to go back into overdrive.
Okay.
Gosh darn it. 16 to get 29 again, just below that crit. So it just lasts one round again.
Did you want to use your hero point to reroll?
To try and get a 17? Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Pip will then, hearing Pylo say that it's resistant to slashing and piercing, put away his rapier and switch to his sling.
Okay.
And then I'm assuming that probably takes me out of stealth, so probably do another stealth check.
No, like when you're hiding, you can quietly like reload your gun and stuff, and you know. Again, you can give me a stealth roll to try to move and manipulate objects. So just give me a stealth and a tower while you try to, like, think of it like I'm stealthily opening a door. I mean, you're moving, but it doesn't necessarily blow your stealth. You know what I mean? You want to
Awesome.
quietly, if you want to quietly pull out a weapon, right? Okay,
And then,
that's you. All right.
Pip has still no idea where the heck this thing is, has yet to see it other than people yelling about it. So Pip's turn will be done right there.
Technically, you're kind of the safest guy in the board, though, because
Just
it went up
keep turning
to
into a rock.
Yeah, I'm friend. Yes, fellow. Yes, fellow war machine. I'm friend. Yeah. L. Okay, I'm not going to call you Bard Rio. Let's
I
let's
will.
insult Troy.
Hold. Or I will. I won't hold on my action. I will ready an action to trip it when it comes into sight next.
Sure. All right. The rock trembles, and as it surfaces, reactions. Valentine's gonna shoot. You're gonna trip. Charwin is standing there readying his spear, and this thing pops up right beside him. I wouldn't say take him by surprise, but it's like, oh wow. Pylo looks on, and Pip has successfully, stealthily, and I can't really tell you what he did because he rolled really high in the tower, pulled out another weapon. See you all next time.